Hey you, long time no see. Heard you had to take some time off for college.
Yeah, a bit. Heard you had to take a time on for college. How is the grindstone treating you?
It's about stolen the smoothness of my nose.
Yikes. Well, I'm afraid today I'm here to compound our misery. Gang's all here, and it's time to tackle number 3.
Must we always meet under these circumstances? Won't we ever be free of this franchise?
They came out with 2 more in the past few years out of nowhere. I don't know if we're going to be free of them, but that's why we have to take care of them quickly so that they don't start to drown us.
Don't have to tell me twice. Let's bite that next bullet.
The Swan Princess 3, Mystery of the Enchanted Treasure. I hope the lot of you are happy to finally be seeing this review, because I don't get many requests, yet I see a fair few people asking me when I'm going to review Swan Princess 3. And now that Ashley's back in town, I think it's safe to say, it's time.
Already? I can hardly wait.
We get recycled titles, again, with the Roman numeral 3 slapped on there. The movie opens on a bird named Whizzer.
Yeah, I love my new home, love sitting in my favorite spot, down by the Babbling Brook, yeah.
Wake me when this goes somewhere meaningful.
So you want me to wake you up when it's over?
That would be great.
No, we started this together. You are not bailing on me now. Whizzer runs from a disembodied series of traps before remembering, oh yeah, he's a bird and can fly. Not that it helps much. Then we fade to our main character setting up a festival of some kind. As you can see, our most useless character is playing to his strengths. But let's get the others in on being useless, like hammering non-animated stakes into the ground. You go get 'em, fellas.
What a glorious day, it's the truth when we say it doesn't get any better than this.
Somehow I get the feeling that this song is foreshadowing the rest of the movie. If you're not already convinced of that, then the repeated ziplining motions, this screenshot, and the fact that this song is just an ego sandwich for our main characters should do the trick.
We'll show the world how great we are.
We cut back to Whizzer and his captor.
My name is Zelda.
Too easy.
Why did they have to sandwich the musical number between his kidnapping scene and this lecture? Those 2 scenes in a sequence would flow better together whether you put them before or after the song, and it would make for a nice seamless introduction to Zelda. Speaking of Zelda, backstory time. With Zelda's help, our OG villainous sorcerer, Rothbart, was able to recreate the forbidden arts after his banishment in the first movie, after which he formulated his evil master plan.
I'm gonna force Odette to marry me. Of course, it cuts you out of the plan.
You wouldn't have the forbidden arts if it weren't for me.
That's right, folks. This is the second time our villain has been a byproduct of Rothbart betraying his former associates.
And yet, sadly, you're out of here.
Did he just make that noise? Conveniently, Whizzer is a bird that can imitate any voice after hearing it once.
Do my voice! Do my voice!
Zelda sends him on a spy run to see if Rothbart's notes are stashed in the kingdom.
Next, we touch on Jean-Bob, who is training to win the obstacle course at the festival so he can be prince for a day, finding yet another way to go full circle on this franchise's joke about him wanting to be a prince.
The people will see me as a prince forever.
I do love it when the movie already has my reaction pre-packaged.
The next one who disturbs me shall be punished by these babies.
Perfect timing.
You know anything about Rothbart's notes being hidden in the castle?
Okay, that's it.
One might think that Jean-Bob should have gawked a bit more at this random question being asked to him in Puffin's voice, but that would imply that more than half a brain was used writing this movie. But second time's the charm, as Whizzer baits Rogers with the information.
Are Rothbart's notes on the forbidden arts really hidden in the castle?
Who told you that?
Oh, well, everybody's talking about it.
Given Roger's reaction, I'm inclined to believe that the notes are there, but why would that be the case? In the last movie, Derek even said so himself.
And then I'll make sure it's destroyed. Forever.
You found Rothbart's formula for the forbidden arts. And you didn't tell me?
I didn't want you to worry.
Destroying the notes would destroy her worry.
I really think that someday we can use their power for good.
Because your ego is so swollen that of course you'd be an expert hunter, swordsman, king, and warlock.
Promise me you'll destroy those notes, Derek.
I promise. I was careless, foolish, and selfish.
But I wasn't. I did this for us, for the kingdom. Please, just trust me, Odette.
Well, at least his character is consistent. He's continuing to boggle my mind with his utter stupidity. Please take it away, Rogers.
I only need 2 words. Numbskull.
Shortly after acquiring this intel, Whizzer is chased by Puffin for spying. During this chase, the alligators that have briefly been in the previous movies make their appearance for a rapidly paced 5 seconds and then are never seen again. Which is a shame, because they were my favorite characters.
Why? They're not in the movie long enough to do anything, so they can't give you an aneurysm from doing something stupid.
Well done, detective.
Do you always have to question my ability to do my job whenever we do these reviews?
Is that a serious question? It's basically a tradition.
Whizzer escapes Puffin in hilarious fashion and returns to give Zelda the news. Having fulfilled his part of their bargain, he flies on his way peacefully, definitely without any adverse events taking place whatsoever.
Not so fast. There's a part for you too in my little charade.
You promised to set me free.
How can I be a maiden in distress without anyone to distress me?
We made a deal.
I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
You're a regular James Earl Jones.
I can dream, can't I?
Rogers has the conversation with Derek that any sane human being should have had with him years ago.
As your counselor and friend, Derek, I beg you apologize to Odette.
Why do I always have to be the one to apologize?
You know she's right. She's always right.
Now you're on her side? You kept the secret too, you know.
I never felt good about it.
Well, you should have said something then.
You're the prince!
You're my counselor. You're supposed to counsel me.
Well, I'm supposed to support you.
That's my point.
He got you on that one. You've been disgraced, old man.
And yet, I leave in triumph. Please, Derek, reconsider!
Sorry to let that play out for so long, but it had to be seen.
Apologize for nothing, my friend. That is the greatest scene this franchise has ever had.
We'll enjoy it while it lasts, because now the film has to compensate with something that sucks.
Isn't it enough that I run the kingdom? Solve everyone's problems, direct and advise. Why must I also get down on my knees and apologize? Because I love her, I need her, like Earth needs the sun. I need the one I love.
Where to start is easy. This song sequence uses more flashbacks than ever before, very few of which actually express the emotion of the lyrics you're currently hearing.
Yet still my heart can hear her melody.
That's bad enough, but then you start to think about the lyrics themselves.
And need her like I need to breathe. Did Adam need Eve like this?
Derek's ego is so swollen at this point that he's actually gotten this close to comparing himself to God.
Whatever our differences were, I'll bid them goodbye. I'll give love a try.
Give it a try? What in the 7 hells have you been doing for the rest of the movies? Back in the kingdom, the citizens are signing up for a talent contest.
Far longer than forever.
I'll hold you in my arms.
Whoa, that's some pretty stiff competition. You think our inevitable duet at the end of this review will stack up?
Since the last time we did this, I've upgraded my singing voice from not very good to a solid meh. We've totally got this. One participant is Queen Uberta in disguise.
Your name?
The Lady in Black.
Too easy. Uberta needs a dance partner, so she employs reverse psychology to enlist Rogers.
Silly of me to think that you could still do the tango.
Well, I didn't say I couldn't do it.
Oh, no, you must give in to the truth. You'll never do that tango again.
Just marry each other already!
Help!
Hold on, madam. I'll get the little beast.
Get you or else!
A line that Rogers apparently doesn't seem to notice.
You are so brave. So handsome, too.
Hey! Stop trying to sink my ship!
I run away. The evil king keep me in the castle and make me play the accordion.
Hey, Weird Al Yankovic guys start on the accordion. Don't you disrespect it.
We've got bigger problems than that.
Bigger than insulting the Prince of Parody's humble roots?
Yes! Rogers is actually buying this.
I'm so excited. Will you forgive?
I will.
Oh dear God. Come on, Rogers, please, you've got to fight this!
If the girl loved the boy...
You're our only source of sanity in these films. We can't lose you too.
And now for something completely different. Sanity from the mouth of Prince Derek.
I was wrong to keep Rothbart's notes.
Yes!
You will destroy them then.
As soon as the festival's over.
No!
Trust me, nothing will happen.
What do you mean nothing will happen? It wouldn't be much of a film if nothing was going to happen. And you know why it's happening? Because you are being a careless putz.
What reason do you have to wait, exactly? Is this ego-stroking festival of yours that important? You know what? Here, let me show you. You see, piece of cake hardly took any time at all.
Back with Rogers and Zelda, because that is clearly the most important thing to focus on. We endure more of her stupid acting.
You must play accordion. And Zelda saying,
You must pay the rent. But I can't pay the rent. But you must pay the rent. No, I can't pay the rent. In any case, Rogers gets played like a fool and, however accidentally, shows Zelda where Rothbart's notes are located.
Naturally, she swipes them and ditches the castle, leaving Rogers a poor, broken soul of a man, who then gets a song. Ordinarily, I'd be excited, but this movie has destroyed its only good character. My hopes are gone.
There'll never again be a sunrise for me because she was my light. No laughter will ever escape from my lips. I'll never again sing a song.
Effective immediately?
The passion of Romeo and Juliet.
Oh well, my hopes were dashed before we even started.
To the love of Rogers and Zelda. But now she's gone.
Get a grip, Rogers. You're making me nauseous.
My sentiments exactly. Next! Zelda has the forbidden arts, with one little catch.
someone's torn off the last word. Dear Prince Derek, I have kidnapped your sweet Odette.
Seek her out and bring her to me!
Something you could have done to the chest containing the forbidden art notes ages ago. The magic flames chase Odette, and she makes a run for it. Hey, Poffin, you know how you're usually the most useful character in these movies? Well, now would be a good time.
Odette! Ah, Odette!
If you were trying to escape the Seekers, then what exactly was your plan after you landed at the base of that cliff?
I didn't plan any further than this.
Derek gets the note from Zelda and rides into action via recycled animation from the second movie. Great! Now they're reusing the cheap stuff. And then we're back to Zelda.
Just because I have to wait for the power to destroy doesn't mean I can't enjoy the power to create and change.
Creating such chaos as you've never seen, and misery like you never knew. There ain't nothing but bad days ahead.
Hey, a perfect motto for the movie.
Odette and Derek are soon going to find that I played them for sniveling fools.
Watch it now. Derek was the fool. Odette wanted to destroy the notes immediately.
Move over, Medusa, Cruella, get lost, take a hike, wicked witch of the west.
So there we just had 3 classical villain references. Tack that onto the biblical, cosmic, and romantic references in the earlier songs, and you've got a soundtrack with a bigger ego than Derek. Feeling bad that she didn't take matters into her own hands earlier, Odette steals the arts from under Zelda's nose. This goes about as well as you would expect.
No. Yeah, this has happened so many times that she doesn't even have energy left to be sad about it. Maybe in the next movie she'll at least get an updated transformation sequence.
Next, the Animal Gang gets Wizard to change sides through a song about friendship.
To do what's right and proper, you'll be free again, 'cause there's no fear when you're on the right side. The right side. The right side.
Where are all the female voices coming from?
Anything can sing in an animated movie. It doesn't have to make sense. Derek informs the Queen and Rogers of Odette's kidnapping.
I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault. If I hadn't kept Rothbart's notes, none of this would have happened.
While it's refreshing to see a character realize their mistakes and aim to correct them, I'm getting awfully tired of seeing it happen to Derek in every single movie.
Zelda! Zelda!
But you have to stop her. She'll destroy everything.
She can't destroy anything without this.
You keep falling for that fake Odette trick, don't you, big guy?
Movie? I'll let you have that one. That one was pretty good. And you know what? The ensuing battle scene is alright too.
This is war, not hide and seek. Seek! My seekers.
Intelligent use of pre-established resources? A magical system that vaguely makes sense? We have almost 1/3 of a scene filled with decent things. Hallelujah! Zelda sends a seeker with the power to destroy after Odette, while Derek tries to break her wand. Wizard helps by doing what he does best, impersonation.
Hello, Zelda.
Rothbart! You're alive!
Amazing, isn't it?
I do voice acting as a hobby from time to time, but I don't need that to know that to impersonate someone, you have to have heard their voice at least once. Wizard never heard Rothbart's voice. Rothbart is dead and gone. Wizard never met him. Rothbart only appeared in a flashback in this movie. You can't impersonate a character that appeared only in a flashback! From good logic to none in about 10 seconds.
As the fireball closes in on Odette, Wizard proves to be distracting enough, giving Derek time to break the wand and sending Zelda into the magical dome and disintegrating. Despite the fact that the dome should have vanished once the wand was broken, but at least the logic stays in place for the magic's other victim.
The fireball. She couldn't get away. No!
Oh no, Odette, she's dead. I'm so sad. They always find a way to resurrect the hero characters in this movie. At this point, it's just a matter of how.
If you can hear me, Odette, I'm sorry. Oh, I pray something good can still come from destroying these notes.
Odette.
So, either someone actually answered his prayer, or perhaps the power of apology was to blame? No! No! The loosely BS explanations in the last movies were dumb, but this is the most ridiculous, illogical, and forced one of them all. Well, for a number of years, this was only a trilogy. I guess they thought if this is our finale, we better go full moron!
Wrap this up, please.
With pleasure, and not a moment too soon. Jean-Bob wins the obstacle course because of course you all wanted to know how that turned out, and finally gets to be the prince he delusionally thinks he is. Uberta and Rogers win the talent contest, Derek and Odette share a recycled kiss from the first movie to close out this one, and the music for Far Longer Than Forever starts playing. Steven! It's our cue!
Wait a minute, I'm not hearing any lyrics. Usually we do this karaoke style.
Well, what did they plan to play after this? It better not be another rap.
Because I love her and need her like Earth needs the sun.
Oh! It's the inferior love song they concocted for this movie! You dirty Swan!
After the second movie, I don't think I was expecting it to get any better. But this is painful. The story is uninspired, the songs are lazy, and the characters are either dumb as or dumber than they've ever been. And the movie even goes so far as to give its theme song The Shaft, the one thing about this series of movies that was consistently wonderful. Actually, correction. Rogers was awesome too, but his witty, snarky persona was kicked to the curb halfway through the movie.
It also sports a pretty undeserved ego, comparing itself to much greater entities with the impression that it stands as a shining example of cinematic and storytelling brilliance. But it is not. Having two former partners of Rothbart's as villains in a row is lazy, and after 3 movies, the magic in this movie still doesn't make jack sense!
At this point, I don't even know why I want to bother with the plot holes anymore. Alas, it is my humble duty. So let's get to it.
How did Whizzer know Rothbart's voice?
The only way this would be possible would be if Whizzer saw the same flashback we did. Could it be possible through Zelda's magical abilities? Perhaps, but it's never specified.
When capturing Whizzer, why didn't Zelda use the Seekers?
Seems easy enough, given she uses them on him later. Plus, it would have been a much better introduction to her as a villain.
Why didn't Zelda just use her Seekers to bring the Forbidden Arts notes to her?
She only uses the Seekers on living things in this movie, so maybe that's all they work on. But it's never explicitly stated.
How does Zelda's magic remain for a few seconds after the destruction of the wand?
It probably takes time for that amount of energy to dissipate. It just didn't do so in time for Odette to be saved.
What are you doing?
Ashley, at this stage in time, the Swan Princess franchise has already wasted enough of my time and money. The least I can do for my sanity is make sure it doesn't waste my space, too.
You can't give up like this, boss.
Why shouldn't I? This franchise has become, without a doubt, so bad, it's painful. The only 2 good things about it were Far Longer Than Forever and Rogers, and this movie killed both of them. And when you really start thinking about the first movie, Derek and Odette didn't like each other at all, and Derek said the whole "what else is there," and that pretty much killed any amount of connection for them to be had in the first place. The one thing I've really held up to a standard might not even be that good. You said it yourself. Do you think we can even survive 2 more of these movies? What are you smiling about?
Far longer than forever, we'll tear these films apart. The only way they'd be dumber would be to add some fun.
far longer than forever, being made by a bunch of clots. It's clear that Brian Neeson thinks he's gone far longer than forever, although we should have never. Just two to go, and then we will be done.
Please, Derek, reconsider!